Right, from my end, it's already 5 minutes past 12, and once again, just to make this a very session, this is the first session in this masterclass series of PlanSwift. This is the first of its kind as well when it regards to PlanSwift. So I would like us to mute ourselves and then let me know that you can actually hear me from your end. So it will be important that I get your feedback once in a while. Please let me know if you can hear me from your end. Can anyone hear me? Can someone confirm that you can hear me from there?
Yes.
I couldn't hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, that's fine. Thank you so much for that feedback. All right, so let's dive.
Yes, are you asking?
Let's dive into real quick what we have for today. I just want to confirm that you can hear me from your end. Yes. So please.
We can hear you.
All right. So once again, I want to say that just because of those of them that are joining us, or for the sake of those that just joined the meeting, please have your audio muted and then your video too muted if it's going to interrupt us. But if you know you're in a quiet place that you cannot interrupt us, then it's fine. You can leave your video. But I would like us to have a quiet environment just as much as possible so that you can get everything that we have for this training. All right, so I will start by explaining something. We are all professionals in this industry, whether you are a quantity surveyor or practicing already, or maybe an intending professional. You are still driving into being a quantity surveyor. Maybe you are not registered yet, or you're still a student in one of these our institutions here in Nigeria. It's actually good to have you be in this profession, and I can tell you is a lucrative one, and you can make anything you want to make out of it as far as you take your time and pay the price for it. So please, for this training today is basically on PlanSwift overview. PlanSwift overview is just an incorporation in the BIM concept. You know, the BIM is talking about the way of integrating and bringing information or storing information just for easier use. So an easier way of doing things, an easier way, because all of us, why we are in this meeting is because we want to learn how we can actually do our work, do our measurement, do our taking off at ease. And it's perfect that we are joining and have indicated interest to be part of that trend. Of course, most of the works that are being done these days are done in electronic means. So with that, you can always do your work swiftly and very, very, very good. Even in your comfort zone, you can leverage that opportunity of doing your work with swiftness. So I want to welcome you again to the training. Of course, we have on the group, you have always seen me drop the course content for this training. Yes, that is what exactly we're going through in the course of this training. But before that, there is just a kind of a message I would just like to drop. It is always important, because most times when we join meetings like this, all we have in mind is just let's just do it the normal way they do it and then get over it. But I would like you to have the best out of this meeting. Myself, I am dedicated to making sure that you get the best out of it. So you too should pay that very much attention and then get whatever that is being given out in this training. The purpose of this training is to equip you to take measurement and do estimating at very easy and very. So Plan Swift, the signature of Plan Swift is swiftness, just like I said before. And if you can be able to learn one or two things from this very class, you should be able to do your measurement with ease. So once again, I want to say that the training is going to be basically on Plan Swift overview. First of all, just explaining few things. I will also use the interface of this very software we're talking about to explain most of the things. But at the same time, we'll also be talking about few things that are basis of quantity surveying or basis of our work. For example, you as a quantity surveyor, it's always important that you know the basis. Of course, yes, you won't be able to do well in the use of software without being grounded in the manual measurement kind of method. So it's important we take that serious too. A friend was asking me some time ago why, if he can use Plan Swift without having knowledge of. So I just replied that it's very important you know everything when it comes to not really knowing everything, but it's important you have at your fingertips. For example, you know your shapes very well. For example, you should be able to know that, okay, when we are talking about this particular shape, that this is a triangle, that this is a rectangle, that this is the other one, because it is going to help you in the use of software too. All right, so another thing I want to also talk about is taking off lists. It's always important you have your work organized. Of course, the type of measurement we do on this our own part of this country, most at times there are so many of them are mostly in elemental format. So we have elements of building, we have the substructure, we have the superstructure, we have the finishings, we have the fittings and the fixtures, we have services, we have external walls, we have preliminaries. All these are the elemental classification of buildings, and it's very important that you know them at your fingertips for you to be able to excel in the use of this software. So the only thing that the software is helping you to do is the work of having your paper, having your taking off sheet by your side. What is the length of this particular place? What is the width of this particular place? You take it down, and then at the end, maybe for those of us that are in high institutions, you do abstracting and then you do your billing. But this software have been equipped in a way that it can be able to do all of these things and give you your result at ease. So just as at a single click, you can be able to take measurement of any kind of drawing. All right, so I'll be talking about few things on it. We already know that on this course we'll be going through this very stage, and for today's meeting basically is going to be on this. So we're going to talk about how to upload a drawing, set up a scale. We have different kinds of softwares that we use as quantity surveyors. One of them is Bluebeam. In Bluebeam, this setting up of a scale, you call it calibration. We have QCloud costing software. We have MasterBuild. We have Revit. You have Navis. We have very many of them. So there are vast number of softwares that you can use. But I can testify that in all of these softwares, I've been able to touch one or two of these softwares, and I can conclude that Plan Swift have been the easiest among them, and it's very easy when it comes to the measurement of any kind of drawing, both your architectural drawing, both your structural drawing, your service drawings. Those are your mechanical and electrical drawing. It can help you to take measurement of all of these things at ease. All right. So I will also be teaching us or be showing us some shortcuts that you can use, in the course of your measurement. I'll also be talking about that. Then there is advanced area and linear tool. There is cubic measurement and advanced cubic measurement. We have advanced segment, we have the count tool, we have the single click, we have navigating to Excel. So this work is if we, by the time I switch to the PlanSwift interface, you will be able to see that there is a way you can actually link, your software with Excel, so that any work you are doing on the software can be recorded in your Excel sheet. So you won't have to, start doing some kind of work on Excel again, but just few adjustments that you can do, So I will also be taking us on that so that we will understand what it takes to use this very software. And then I'll also be taking us through creation of templates. This is very important, but for you who is, hearing about PlanSuite for the first time or seeing or using the interface, and that makes me to talk about it. For those of us that have installed our software, please, it's important that you have your interface loaded. Please, can you load your software so that by the time I switch over to PlanSwift interface, you can then relate with whatever I'm talking about. I think that's one of the importance of sending that message out for a while now. Yes, so please try as much as possible to have your interface with you so that while I am just exploring and doing some of the things that I will do on my own, from my own end here, it won't be that everything is strange. So after creation of templates, we will talk about navigating, estimating. So the software can actually do estimating for you, but that is advanced part of the course. That's going to be advanced part of the course. All right. Again, we're going to be talking about complete measurement of frame structure alongside Excel. Frame structures. We have these frame structures. We have some of these members like the beams. We have the column. We have the staircase. We have the slab. All right, and then a few other things. Again, somebody was also asking me if we will be measuring services work, that is mechanical drawing and electrical drawing. This course doesn't, for this particular course, it doesn't cover that, but for those of us that would like to stick around and have everything when it comes to this course, you can stick around and then we will schedule another meeting for that. Of course, this is just like I said, this is the first stage or first section on this masterclass. So we're still going to have another one. You're not going to learn everything at a go or maybe within 1 hour or 2 hours. It's not possible that you learn everything, But the reason for this is that you know that, yes, okay, this is the capability of this software we are talking about. All right. So without wasting much time, let me minimize and then go to the software interface. All right. I believe you can all see my screen. Yeah. Please, I would also say if you have any question or if you feel like maybe you don't understand any part of this course while we are on it, please, you can write on the comment section. I will get your question answered by the end of this training. So we're going to have a Q&A session where we are going to ask your question and have your answer. So whatever that you have always found difficult measuring manually, please bring it on board. We're going to answer questions related to it with the use of this software. It is very important that you have, I believe in every kind of meeting I join, any virtual meeting that I join, I always have, objective of joining that meeting. So you shouldn't just join because others are joining the meeting, or maybe you don't have anything you are doing. No. I have not brought you together to waste your time. I have actually brought you together to be able to show you a way of excelling in this profession. Very many persons, they call me and they say that in the place where they went to look for job, they was asking them, do you know how to use any software? Can you use this software? Can you use PlanSwift? Can you use Bluebeam? Because PlanSwift is becoming popular and is making our work very much easy. So it's important you pay attention and have the best of it at this moment. All right. So please note down your questions. Come up with your drawings. If you have any drawing, bring your drawings. No matter the nature of the drawing, bring the drawings and then ask your questions by the end of this training. So we're going to give room for that, and you will unmute yourself and ask questions. Yes. So that is it for now. All right. So this is the interface of the software we are talking about, PlanSwift. And in every software, if you have okay, so if you have been using other softwares, whether what is it called, even Microsoft Office, most of the package, you notice that they all look almost the same. Yes, they almost look the same. You always have your icon for that software on this end. Then you have home, you have page, you have other tools on this menu bar. So I will take time to explain few of them and what you can actually use them for. So just like I said, this is the introductory part of the class, so I will not be going deep into the advanced some of the course. So just do well to follow us on the training, join us on the master class, and then be rest assured that you're going to get the very best. Okay, I want to also say that the group is open, so you can also type in your question there. I will have it from there. So the group is open for you to make comments and ask your questions. So those are the two ends that you can ask your question. Okay, just a minute. All right. So the first thing on our course content or our course curriculum for this training talks about how to upload a PDF drawing. This software have been built in a way that it can recognize your PDF drawing. Yes. So most of your drawings come in handy in PDF form. You know that. And then not just a PDF. Sometimes someone can give you, because I've been in this situation where somebody said, we are giving you this drawing to take measurement for, but we're not releasing the original copy for you. So if you can make photocopy and return the rest for us, and then you can scan. Most of our phones these days have a clear scanner or any other form of means that you can actually use to scan drawing. You can actually bring up your scanned drawing into this very software and you take your measurement. So it doesn't matter whether is a scanned drawing or is your original generated PDF. So whichever way it comes, you should be able to measure with this software. I will also tell us one of the advantages of using PDF drawings, and then that of what is it called now? Scanned PDF. All right. So if you come to this place, we are on home. As you can see on the home tab, on our menu bar, we are on the home tab. If you have your own software loaded, I don't know, if you've been able to open your own software, then I believe you can also see the same thing from your end. So we have the icon for this software, then we have PlanSwift, we have home, we have page, we have tools, we have view, we have estimating, we have lists, we have templates. Yes, so these are the things. I've taken my time to organize this very training in a way that it is going to be profitable to us. And when I talk about being profitable, I mean you should be able to know what each of these very two on the menu bar works for and what you can use them for. All right, so that is a great advantage if I'm correct, right? Okay, so if you click on this icon, let's start from this end. If you click on this icon, you're going to see new, you're going to see open job. If you want to, bring up new drawings, then you can click on this place. I'm going to touch all of this in a bit, but for the meantime, let me just take us through it, and then before we this is not part of the interface anyway, or maybe I should get rid of this for now. Yes, if I have that drawing, that is a this proposed residential development for Sheikh Ibrahim. Please, this is just an uploaded document. This is a drawing I was already working on, so it's not part of the interface. But if you upload any drawing, this is how it comes up. So you have on it, you have open job. You can print directly if you have your laptop, plugged to your printer. You can print, and then you can do some kind of adjustments to your job or to your pages. All of these, we're going to go through that. We have reload, we have close, we have import jobs and templates, and then exit. We will be playing around all of these tools in a bit. So then we'll have Plan Swift. If you want to read anything about Plan Swift, I believe this is not your you really might not be interested in this page, but if you want to read anything about the software, this is a page that you can actually come into and then be able to see what Plan Swift can do for you and how to do some things, Then it's saying on this page that Windows 11 remains unsupported for now. Yes, I was actually using Windows 11 on my laptop initially before I had to, change it to Windows 10 because Plan Swift was not being supported. So for now, if you have Windows 11, it might be a constraint. So I advise from Windows 10 down, you can use Plan Swift very, very, very efficiently. All right, so on our home tab on the menu bar, you will have this interface. So each of the tab you click on the menu bar has other items under them or has other tools that you can actually use to work under them. And we'll be basing most of our measurement and taking off on this home bar. So we'll be relying on the home bar to be able to take measurement of any form. Then we'll have the page. For example, you want to do some adjustment to the pages or to the page you have uploaded. This is a very good place to do that on your page tab. Then we have the tools. We have the tools. You can actually unzip. If you have a zip file, you can actually unzip it from this end, and then a few other things that you can do. All of these tools can be used to the best of you if you know how to use them, and I will be taking us on that too. Then on view, sometimes that you can be working with a particular software, and what you have on that software, you already maybe, for example, let me do something on that view. Let me show us something briefly. For example, just a minute, okay. I think some persons are on the waiting room. Right? Okay, you'll be allowed in a bit. All right, so let me do something quickly so that we understand what I'm talking about. On this view, let me just say anything. Okay. Before I explain what I'm doing, please just okay, so sometimes you might be taking your measurement. I am on the view tab, please. I wanted to explain something using that view tab. Sometimes you can be on the interface or in a particular drawing and you have measured a lot of things. You have measured your lintel, you have measured, because you are on a floor plan, for example, you have measured your lintel, you have measured your whatever it is called, floor plan. Sorry, you have measured your ties, you have measured your wall area for maybe any kind of finishings, and then everywhere is a kind of occupied, and you are being distracted by so many dimensions and all of that. So what you can do is that you can actually use this view tab to get rid of all of these things, but I'll be explaining that in detail in a bit. Please just give me time to explain some of other things. All right, we have estimating tab. Yes, I have estimating tab. So any kind of work you are doing on the home tab comes up in this form. You can see that this estimating tab has our work arranged in a BOQ format. All right. Yes, it's actually in a BOQ format. If you look at this place, you have the names of what I have actually done. There is a way I was building. I will explain that when we get to that end, but I will explain something based on this place where we are now on this estimating tab. But I just want us to know that yes, on this estimating tab, you can arrange it to be as your BOQ. Or if you want to have it from your report end, there is the report tab. You can also have them too. Yes, in this form. And then if you want to have it on your Excel, there's a place where you can export. There's a place where you can send in data. Maybe what you want to measure is just maybe, for example, let's say you're skirting, and that is the only thing you omitted while you was taking measurement. You can actually measure your skirting from this software and send in data, and then it will reflect on the column of your Excel where it is supposed to be. So this software has the capability of doing that. All right. So again, we have the list. You might not have much thing to do here. We're just playing around all the tabs on this place before we start, using them in a bit. We have the template tab. This software comes with, templates, and you can create your own template. This is advanced part of this course. So if you are joining us, and then if you are having in mind of making the best out of this training, join us until when we'll be creating template. That is where you will see that there are things that are amazing. You can see on my template, for this particular template, there is this is a default template anyway. This one comes with the software, so it's a default template. So we have the metric takeoff template sample, we have the metric part sample. I'll explain that. If you look at this one, you see preliminary, we have concrete, we have groundwork, we have masonry, we have carpentry and joinery. So we have all of these templates already built in the software. But the only constraint or the limitation we have with these templates is because of the units we use. Most times we use meter. Most times we use millimeter. So how will you be able to manipulate this software, do the work you want to do? Because they are not, most of them are inches. All right. So not long ago I created this template called lintel. So this is the one I created myself. I created this template lintel. So you have a reinforcement. I'll also be explaining that, or explaining what that means too. We have the links. This is default. By default, we have the sample assemblies. Then I also have this template that has my name, Chinedum template. You can see that from your end, I believe. If I click on this Chinedum template, you see the way I have been able to structure my own template. I am still working on this template, but it's actually, I just organized this for the sake of this training. In your taking off lists, if you are the one that works or that uses taking off lists as a guide while you are taking measurements, especially for students, I have built this, I've worked on this template in a manner that you can actually, by the time you open it, you should be able to see your template in a form that it can be easier for you to pick each tool one after the other, just the same way you can have it on your taking off list. On your taking off list, you might start with, okay, removal of trees, removal of stump. Of course, anything I'm talking about is in accordance with BSMN4 or BSMN4R. I know very many of us, you can actually use any of these BSMN. Those days I use BSMN3 and people still use it. It's not as if it's not in use again, but there are so many adjustments, that will be taken into consideration. So, but in any one you are using, no matter the BSMN you are using, is being captured in this place for you to be able to measure. So we have, if you are taking care of a site clearance, for example, site clearance, that is, you have your site plan and then you want to do site clearance before you start the job. Maybe you want to do site preparation. I think this is how it is always arranged in our taking off list or in the course of measurement. So you have your site clearance, you have your site preparation, you have your trench excavation. Your site preparation is the topsoil excavation, that's what we call it. We have your trench excavation, we have earthwork support, you have disposal, leveling and compacting. I don't know if we still do, so many of us, for me, so many persons don't do that again, anti-termite treatment. So I don't know how many of us that still do that, but if you want to incorporate that, it's also part of the things you can do with this software. Then we have filling to make up level. Use your laterite and hardcore. In the case where you have that, you have your DPM. Then you start talking about concrete works like blinding and all the rest of them. So all of these things, I have been able to arrange this template in a way, and these are the things that I'll be taking time to train us on, because it's just a matter of single click on this template or on any of these two, and then you are done with your measurement. All right, so okay, just to show us a sample of what I've been able to do on this template, there is a plus sign from this end, and once I click it, you're going to see a drop down. You're going to see a drop down. So we have, just like I was mentioning, we have all of these things: removal of this one, removal of this. Let me try to adjust the column so that we can see that. So you can see there's removal of trees, removal of storms. I've been able to capture all of these things in this same format that I'm talking about. Then under concrete, because concrete are built up in a way that it is made up of different things. You have your aggregate, your coarse aggregate, you have fine aggregate, you have your cement, and a few other things. So for you to be able to do concrete works, it's also talking about three things. If it is your instant concrete you're talking about now, then you should be able to know how to measure for your reinforcement. Honestly, this software and it's one of the areas that I find difficult when I'm doing a kind of manual measurement. Excuse me. If you're doing manual measurement, I find it difficult when I get to structural drawings because of vast number of reinforcement, different types. You see Y2, you see my steel reinforcement bar, you see high yield, you see the other one, the other type, different kinds of diameters of reinforcement bar. The truth is that this software have been able to capture everything for you to be able to measure everything that is. And when I say that, I am not exaggerating. You're going to see all of that in a bit or during the course of the master class. Yeah. Then if you click on concrete, you see we have blinding, we have ground beam, we have overside concrete, we have edges of slab, and then under reinforcement, you're going to have these two. We have different sizes of bar. So I've arranged this. You can see we have Y8, we have Y10, we have Y12, Y16, Y20, Y25. Before you go into superstructure. So let me just collapse this very folder for now and go to another thing. All right, we have our setting. You can make changes to the interface, how you want it to look for your good. Maybe you don't like this particular window. If you go to Home tab, you see that there are ways that they are being arranged. You can see on this side, this one is on this side. Then you have your main interface where you can, have your drawing, and then we have other one. We have the menu bar, we have the tax bar. So all of that have been incorporated in this software that you can be able to make adjustments to that. We have your reports for every kind of measurement you are doing. This software accumulates them in a particular place in the form of PDF, so you can actually export this particular one. So I will be explaining this also very soon. Then you have your help button. You might not have much thing to do on this place, but if you have, of course, this particular software, the ones you are installing, for those of us that have installed PlanSwift software, for us that have installed the PlanSwift within the week, you will know that this one is a cracked version. So even if you lose anything, maybe you format your laptop, you can be able to install this software again because it's a cracked version. As far as you have the correct make for your laptop, then the software will run smoothly on it. The first time I started using this software, I can tell you, I started using mini laptop, and you know what it can be. But it was also able to take this software, and I could measure very efficiently on it. Then we'll have different plugin. So many of us have always heard about plugin. These are some of these generated or built-in kind of templates that one can actually use in conjunction with the software. Yes, you might have heard about ADLM plugin. You can actually use some of this plugin. You can install them and use them with the software. So those are the tools on the mailbar. So I've been able to run through that. Okay, so let me also explain few of these things. Okay, so we have the new, just like I was saying initially. If you have your new, when you click on your new, that means you want to upload a new drawing. And let me quickly do that. Let me just show us how to do that. So let me click on new. Once I click on that, you're gonna have this prompt or this window asking you what is the job number or the code. So you can name it anything. For example, let me name it ABC13. So you can name it anything. All right. Then the description. For example, let me say I'm taking off for Mr. Kelvin. I don't know if any person that answered Kelvin is with us in this call. Okay, Mr. Kelvin. Oh, okay, better still. Propose the development for Mr. Kelvin. Yeah. So this is the name of the job. You can name your own anything. You know the name on your own drawing. Then if you want to write any notes, that is all to you. Then leave it on local. Leave your new job location on local. That means you're storing it on your laptop and you're storing it from this software. And another thing I want to tell you is that anything you are doing on this software is automatically saved. You don't need to press any control this, please, it's also taking care of everything you're doing. So it is going to save your job. Even the work you did for the last, if you have done any work in the past 2 years, it will still have them on this software to retain those work for you. So quickly, let's dive into another thing. Click on next. Then you're going to see your folders. First of all, the ones you can see the directives is leading us to the desktop. If any of the drawing you want to upload is on the desktop, then you can click on any of the folder to upload the drawings. All right. So let me pick any drawing. Plan Swift training. Okay. So we have this particular folder. If you want to upload a particular folder, if you want to upload the whole folder, you can upload the whole folder. But if you really don't want to upload, maybe it's just a page that you want to upload, then there is this arrow that you can see on each of these folder attached to this folder. So if you click on it, it's going to be a drop down arrow that will lead you to other folders within that your folder. And then we'll have different folders inside it too. Okay, let me upload this drawing. Let me click this, and then let me just upload one page, for example. So if you want to upload one page, you just click on this button, on this this box, you tick it, and then you are able to upload. But if you want to upload everything, you can keep on clicking and clicking. Then with this, you'll be able to upload all the drawings, all the pages. If you tick just like this, that means you have selected everything on that folder. So that's why I said you can actually upload a folder. All right, but what I want to do is first of all show us how to do this one. So when you click the ones you want, or the particular page you want to measure, then you click on next. Then this is the conversion page. There's nothing we have to do here. Just click next and then finish. So your drawing, you just give your drawing, you just give your software just a few seconds, then it will load the drawing. So right now we have, you can see we have our drawing uploaded. Then if you look at this side, the left side of your drawing, you can then see those drawings or those pages that we've uploaded here, and the folder is here, and you can collapse it, you know. Let me collapse everything. All right, so this is this page. You can zoom. I just wanted to use this page to explain all of these tools, what you can use them for. All right. Okay, so I've this drawing is not really clear. This is more like a, okay, this was scanned. Let me use another drawing. Just a minute. Okay. Okay, this drawing is clearer. All right, yes, I think we can all see this. All right, so I will use this particular drawing to explain most of the things I want to explain. So please just pay attention and then get everything as easier. So I have been able to upload a drawing on this software, and this is a very good way to do that. So I believe we already know how to do that. Please, just like I said initially, have your questions noted down. By the end of the section, we're going to have our Q&A session. Then you throw your questions in, and then we'll take the questions one after the other. So please just pay attention, listen to learn, not necessarily listening to do any other thing. Listen to learn, and then have an overview of what we are doing. All right, so that is, I was able to upload this other drawing because I was already working with this drawing. So I just clicked on open. If you have other drawings that you've been working on, or if you have other projects that you've been working on, you can click on open and then have them back again, So that is it. You can print, like I said, you can email those jobs straight from your software down to any person that needs it. And you can, okay, let me just click on that a bit and then explain what that can do for you. If you want to email your job, for example, or you want to take a screenshot of that page and send to somebody, for example, some architects after design, they might meet someone on two information. So maybe you want to request for any information, RFI, that will call it, yes. You want to request for any information, you can actually, send in mail from the software directly to the person. And if the person is using PlanSwift, the person gets it directly from the software. So that is one of the advantages of this. So if you click next, then it will ask you to click to select the page that you want to send to that person. This is, I'm on my email job toolbar, please. All right, so you can now write your name, the referral number if you want to do that, then your email address. If you want to send to more than, maybe you're working in an office and you needed very many persons to see that particular mail and then make adjustments, or maybe give you their own view for anything you are doing, you can add as any number of email you want to add and send it. So let me close that. Again, we have back. I will explain that in a bit. I will use this very button to explain something. So we have our navigation tool. From this side to this place is our navigation tool. So you can see we have zoom, and this is how you can use zoom. Once you click on zoom, you will see there is this mirror kind of image saying draw zoom box. So if you want to, if the particular place you want to zoom in or get the details very well is on this very master bedroom, from what you can see, then what you can do is, without using your scroll button, also those are the shortcuts, and I will also be telling us about other shortcuts that you can use in the course of your measurement. You can actually click, and this is the room you want to zoom. You see that? So you've been able to zoom into this page, but that's not what we want. So you can click on fit to page to be able to have your default page. Then you can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can pan. Pan is just like holding, if you hold your, this is what is called pan. You can hold your screw wheel on your mouse and then be able to do that also. So if you can't use this one, you can actually always use your screw button if you are using external mouse, right? So we have the scale and the dimension. This is one of the most important thing that you have to know. If you look at this place, you see that this drawing have been manually scaled. I don't know if you can see that. This drawing have been manually scaled. You can see that. All right, so manually scaled. So before you be able to take measurement of any kind of drawing, you must scale that drawing, or you must calibrate the drawing. Let me use that word too, for us to understand it better. So you will always calibrate each of the pages you want to work on. But if you don't want to do that, if you have checked your drawing, if you've checked your, your details on those pages, and you see that in all the drawings they are of the same scale, then you can just do one scale and then it will replace for, it will work for all the pages. So there are two options in scaling. You can scale manually and you can scale automatically. Automatic scaling is just you clicking on this drop down arrow. If you click on this drop down arrow, you see there are different scales. So if any of these scales matches with the one on your drawing, you can click it and you will see that it's going to be here automatically scaled. But if the drawing, for example, you know that if you do a photocopy or if they send in a drawing on phone and then you're sending to software, most times it tends to either shrink the drawing. For example, any drawing you have on your A4 paper, any drawing you have on your A3 paper can actually be compressed into A3 paper. So when you're bringing such drawings, the software has the ability to recognize that changes have been made to this drawing, so you can manually scale that drawing, and I'll also do that so that we'll see how to do each of these two scaling option. Then we have the dimension button. Maybe there is a particular place that is not showing very well, so you can click on dimension button and then give it a dimension. For example, you want to do, let me just use this for example. So you can actually do your dimensioning and then also get rid of it. For now we're not using it, so please let me get rid of that. Alright, then this is where I will need you to pay very much attention, please. We have, in these our professions, the truth is that we have different units of measurement. Let me call it units of measurement. Of course, we have units of measurement. You have the linear measurement. Those are your meter, your millimeter, and the rest of them. For example, you are taking measurement of your skirting. You want to do anything as it relates to maybe skirting, for example. Whatever you're going to measure is going to be in linear meter. Another option, another unit that we use is our superficial item. We have items that come in superficial form. Superficial form, I mean, or in area form. Let me use that word. So either you call it a square measurement or superficial measurement. So this superficial measurement is about your area measurement. And then clicking on all of these things to show us how to use all of them in a bit. So you have your linear measurement, you have your superficial measurement, again you have your cubic measurement. For example, your concrete is measured in cubic meter, so this software have also been built in a way that it can measure your concrete just on a single click, and I'll be showing us that too. I just want us to play around this whole option before we do that. So after your cubic measurement, you also have a numeric measurement. For example, you want to measure your door. How do you measure your door? Is by counting. Even though there are some little descriptions you have to do for you to, like, for example, showing the type of door. Maybe it's a flush door, maybe it's a metal or security door. Those are just descriptions that you can always have in Excel. But this software has the ability for you to be able to count the number of doors at ease. Okay, let me just show you how to do that. Maybe for example, this one, you want to count your door, and for example, what you want to call, if you click on any of them, on any of these, you will have this prompt. You always have this prompt. All right. You click on any of them, you have this prompt. So I was on count. So on this count, maybe what you want to count is the 1, for example. The 1. And then you can actually differentiate each of these doors with colors. So built in this software is ability for you to be able to make changes to colors and all of that. So okay, if you like yellow, if you are someone that likes working with blue, let's go with blue this time. So if you look at this page, we have other options too. We have the input, we have the advanced, we have the form. So these are the things that we'll be talking about in the course of advanced training. So if you select select your color, if you are comfortable with using blue, I think I like blue, so let me go with this blue. So if you select your color, then you can also select any type of shape you want to use to count. Okay, you might not be able to understand this, but let me quickly click OK, and then you see how I'll count this door. For example, I want to use this doors as my door 1. So once I click on it, you see it's counted already, and you can see there is a place there if you can follow my cursor, you can see that there is a place it's saying 1, and it has click next point. If you have more of that kind of door, then you click another place. You can see I've changed to 2. Let me click again on this one, 3, 4. You can see that as I click, it keeps counting the number of doors. Then you can come to this left hand side of the window, and then you have the number. You can see there is door 1 here. So once you are done with your measurement or counting, just right click and click stop. So you can see at the right side of this my interface, there is door 1 now. I've counted 5, and that is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you don't really need to stress yourself trying to do any kind of manual counting. So whether the architects have given you a schedule for the door and window, there is a way you can actually do this, and then it will be very much easier with the use of this software. You don't even need to ask any person any question. So that is how the count tool works. I want to take off this in a bit and then explain other things. All right, there's single click. There are ways of using this single click. For example, you have an irregular shape. Some buildings can have not just regular shapes, but there are buildings that can come in the form of irregular shape. And these buildings, it might be difficult for you to be able to take the area measurement or to take any form of measurement. So this single click have been built in a way that you can actually click once on that particular place, and it takes the measurement for the whole of that area. But it has advantage too and has disadvantage. Please, one of the disadvantage is that in most of these architectural drawing that you will see that this drawing is very neat. But there are some of them like clean, but there are some of them that comes in a form that you have your furniture layout everywhere. So those of them that come in and then they have furniture layout, you might be constrained to not using this single click, because what this single click does is that it recognizes anywhere you have boundary to that drawing. If you have your furnitures, then it will divide it into places. Maybe I'll find a drawing too, and because of this, and then explain that single click very well. Then sending data, you can send in your data to Excel, just like I explained before. You are measuring maybe your beam. There's this beam you omitted in the course of your measurement or taking off, so you can easily send in the data from this end. Then if I click any of these tools used for measurement, sorry, I was even explaining, okay, so I've been able to mention linear measurement, meter. I've been able to mention superficial measurement. I've been able to mention cubic measurement. I've also mentioned numeric measurement. So we also do measurement in numeric form. Those are the ones that I've been able to just explain using door. Then we'll have non-numeric measurement. Those are the 5 major units of measurement we use. Non-numeric can be, for example, disposal of water, or disposal of water, which are always measured in item. Those ones you don't measure them. So let me get over to another thing. So anytime there is this one that is not activated, you can see digitizer record is not activated. So anytime you click on any of these tools, this digitizer becomes activated. Why? Because it's the digitizer that is taking record of everything measurement you are doing. If I click on this area 2, and then let me say what I want to measure is let's say filling. Okay, filling to makeup level with laterite, and then I click OK. You can see that the digitizer have been activated. All right. So anytime you click on any of this button and you want to take measurement, the digitizer becomes activated. And at this point, you cannot take measurement of any form. For example, I want to take the measurement of filling to makeup level using this laterite for this particular master bedroom. I can always click. This is not really what I want to explain, but I just want to use this to explain this before we go into real measurement. So once you click on this end, the last point, you can double click to exit, and then at this point you see at the left side of our window we now have filling to makeup level, and is 39.4 square meter. And you can actually, not just that, so once you're done with your measurement, right click and stop. Okay, but the question is this: sometimes we are taking measurement and then discover that okay, for example, in screeding, the thickness of our screeding or tiles we use in our wet area and dry areas. Our wet areas are areas like the kitchen, you have the bath, you have WC areas and all of that. But your dry areas are every other place, that you are not using water frequently, So in this kind of places, you want to differentiate them. If I click on the area again and I want to differentiate that this place is not, going to be tied with let's say a vitrified tile, then I have differentiated with another color. You can change it again, like I said, to red, to show that you want to measure. Let's say what you want to measure is tiling. So let me tiling. So this place is not going to be tied with the same type of tile with this master bedroom. So this place is going to be different. There's this shortcut I want to use. I'll also be explaining that. So there's a place you can actually magnify and see what you're doing. So you can actually magnify and see what you're doing. I'll be explaining all of these. So you can magnify and see the point at which you are clicking. So once you click on the last point, you double click. So this place have been, this place is now 4.3 square meter. So that is what you can use. I was trying to explain digitizer. You can use the area to achieve with digitizer. That's that for now. I really don't want this. Okay, another thing is that you can hover around your measured item, to have, you can see, once you click and come around this place, you can have your measurement. So it says filling to makeup level, and there are ways you can actually manipulate this drawing, this software to work for you in an easier way. You can right click and then you can show label. So in each of the room that you are measuring, you can always shade the label. So this particular room that we've measured is telling us that we have a particular measurement called the filling to makeup level with laterite, and what is the quantity? That's 9.6 36 square meter. All right, so but let me get rid of that and then explain the other tools that I have there. I really don't want to. All right, so that is it on our SendData, our digitizer, new session. I will explain this new session in a bit. If, for example, you're measuring any item of work, and then you want to continue with the same kind of measurement. This place is to be tied with, Vitrify tied, like I mentioned before. This other place Vitrify, but you forgot that. Then you can actually use new session to continue from here, or you can come to this place and click this. You can see there is a little, circular greenish circle around this place. So you can, that is the digitizer also. So you can click on it to activate it and then continue your measurement. All right. So we have your markup color for everything you're doing. You can change the color from here. Then you have other markups. For example, let me explain this. You want to show somebody that this drawing is going towards this other end, or there is a particular thing you are missing. You can use this markup to indicate each of them. Let me just use one to explain this. For example, the arrow markup. I click here. I'm showing somebody that, okay, this drawing is going towards this side, or towards this side, or maybe this way. So once I click, you can see that the arrow is now showing me that, okay, I should look at this place to see every other node that is on this side. So you can always make all of these adjustments. All right, so that is that. I just use this one, and then you can highlight some things. You are doing a particular work, and then you discover that maybe, for example, in a room there is something you needed to like tell somebody when you get back to, so you can close your job, and when you get back to it, you can actually you can show the person by what you have highlighted. For example, you can use box highlight, maybe leave it to this way. I've highlighted this particular room, so that is what you can use this highlight tool to do. So that is it on the highlight tool. Then you can use note also. You can use note to show that there's something that is actually happening on this particular area of my measurement. And once you do that, your drawing is going to be neat and going to be clearer for someone who was not there when you did the measurement to understand what you did. For example, so what do I want to write there? Completed, for example. I'll click OK. So and I have completed. So let me adjust. So now I have this. So these are the things you can actually do with this software. Then we'll have image. If you want to upload an image, you have overlay. Okay, let me understand. Let me explain what this overlay can do for you. Sometimes we are all human beings, and we are bound to make mistakes most times, and an architect is a human being too. So if an architect have made a particular mistake that have affected maybe the project, and then you are expecting the architect to like give you a feedback on the adjustment, you send in back this drawing again, and the architect have been able to work on it and send back the drawing, and you want to see the difference between the two. You want to compare the two drawings and see the adjustment that you've made. What are the different, what are the differences between these two things? Maybe in this particular, rectangular living room is now circular, or maybe have been made to be in a form of square. You will be able to see that this software can recognize that yes, there is something actually that have been adjusted in this particular place. Okay, let me just do that in a bit. I click on overlay. What I want to do is on standard overlay. So I click next, and I choose my folder. Which of the page is that again? I think is this. So I click on this. All right. Okay, I will explain in details. what I just did now. But what you are seeing is that there's actually two drawings on this very page now. One is the one that is our original drawing, which is in black, and then there's is overlaying the drawing, or is covering it with another drawing, another page that is of the same drawing. That's why you're not seeing any difference. But if I click on any of this side, you will see, I don't know if you are seeing any difference now. So you can now see that this drawing was actually merged, and because there were no different, or there's no particular difference between the two drawings, you can now see that this software have been able to know that there is no adjustment to it. So that is one of the things you can do with this software. All right. Okay. Okay. Now we have a notation. We have your revision cloud, you have your rubber stamp. For example, you want to start your drawing, you have your drawing is non-approved. Okay, you want to show somebody that this place is approved, your drawing have been approved. So you can actually use all of these annotations to do that. All right, so that is it. So you should be able to know that I've been able to explain so many things. If you look at that content, I've been able to explain so many things. The only thing I've not been able to do now is maybe take wide number of measurement, or take measurement in a regular pattern that is going to show us what this software can be able to do for us. But also you've been able to know that structural drawings are not on this particular drawing, and then there are things you can do with this software using structural drawing. So if you have your structural drawing uploaded, for the sake of these first part of this training, we will not be going into that. I really don't want to but if you really want to get the best out of it and understand how it works, then join us in the forthcoming training. Will be communicated how that one is going to come via the group chat. All right, so I've literally explained almost everything on the interface. Then if you look at this text bar, if you look under this place, there is snap, there's auto, there's freehand, there's verify point. All of these you can use this to your own advantage while taking measurement. All right, so I've been able to upload a drawing, I've been able to scale the drawing. And I gave you two options through which you can scale your drawing. And I made mention of I've made mention of auto scaling and manual scaling. Sorry, I'm checking my time. This training is actually made to last for 1 hour. This is almost 1:13. So basically, I've been able to go through everything that you need to know on the introductory part of this software. But very important, very, very, very important. There are so many things you will need to understand as far as this PlanSwift is concerned. That is why it is also important that you join the masterclass. If you have not been able to, do the needful when it comes to registration, do that, and let's get into this very PlanSwift, real time. You're going to be able to measure and see your measurement being done at ease, swiftly. I don't know if I've been able to tell you, if you, for example, I want to launch my Excel. If you've installed this software, you will notice, I don't know, for those of us that installed it newly, you might not notice this, but let me open my Excel. Let me show you something real quick. If you have your Excel loaded just like my own, all right, by default on your Excel, you're going to see on the menu bar, you're going to see PlanSwift somewhere. I don't know. So if you have your PlanSwift installed already, go to your Excel, you see that there is PlanSwift. This place, And then when you click on it, you can actually connect. There are so many things you can do to this. You can connect your Excel to your, PlanSwift. You can unlink it. Again, if you come back to home, if you click on any of the Excel, you can right click and then you see PlanSwift also. So you can, maybe it's area measurement you want to do, you can also do that. So this is one of the things that we'll be going into, that the advanced form of this course will be showing us how to measure volumetric items using linear tool. If you check the course content, it's part of the things I'll be doing. I'll be showing you how to measure volumetric item, mostly concrete, how to take care of your concrete works and all of that. Let me quickly go back to the software interface. All right, so that is that for now. I believe we have one or two questions to ask. There are so many things that we're still going to do in the course of this. This is just an introductory class. All right, it's just an introductory class, so it's just meant to just give us the capability of this software. But to be honest with you, there are vast things that this software can do for you with ease, and then you have, your very result or your output from your Excel, and you can be able to print, or you can print straight from your software. All right, so those are the things we'll be talking about. We'll be diving in deep and be more organized when it comes to measurement. Of course, there's going to be a drawing. There's going to be a drawing we're going to be using, and it's going to be story building that we'll be using for that masterclass, so that we can be able to measure all the elements. We're going to measure all the superstructure, and then measure every element or every item of work that is related to superstructural item. All right, so that is the way it is going to be. So try as much as possible to do the needful and join us for that master class. But the further information we're going to have concerning that is going to be communicated to us via the group platform. All right, so in that master class, I'm going to be teaching you how to create templates too. I'm going to be showing you advanced. You can see that anytime you click on each of these measurement tools, let me click OK. Sorry. Anytime you click on any of these measurement tools, you're going to have this prompt. And this prompt or this window that pops up has advanced. There's advanced. So, and if you click on it, you're going to see so many things, So there is a lot to learn when it comes to this software, and you can't afford to miss it. That is just what I want to tell you. So please try as much as possible to join us to the end of this training. It is, and one other advantage of joining us in this training is that you have access to my DM. We can always talk, maybe on video call, so that I will know. And again, for those of them that will be joining us on the masterclass, there's going to be some form of assessment for me to be able to know that yes, you can use the software proficiently, and very, very much well. So before I let you go on this use of this software, I will have to confirm myself that you can actually use it, and that will have to come in form of assessment. So I'm going to give you drawing. It's not really to bother us, but it's just a way to check out and then have the best out of it. So I'm not just interested in whatever you are giving. Of course, whatever you are paying is not something to be compared to what the knowledge you are gaining from the training. So try as much as possible to do your own part and leave the rest for me. For by the grace of God, we are going to get the best out of this very course. All right, so that is it. I don't know, I know we might have questions. So if you have any question, you can unmute yourself and go ahead with your question, please. If you have any question, you can unmute yourself at this point and then ask your question, because we really don't have much time again to spend. This is almost like 19 minutes past 1, and this overview class is supposed to last for 1 hour. Most of us join the class during the course of the explanation, already teaching, and we've missed a lot of things, but I might not be going back to them. The only thing you have to do is come on board and join the masterclass, and then let's move on this journey smoothly. All right, so please, if you have question, please get on it real quick. If you have maybe, for example, there are elements of work that you measure, that you find difficult most times, taking care of those measurements or those elements in any kind of building or any service building, please go ahead, unmute yourself and ask your question right away.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. All right, so
Thank you. Wonderful tutorial.
thank you, sir.
When are we? Just my question. When are we having the next class?
Okay, that will be communicated to us via the group.
Okay,
Yes,
no
so once we
problem. May
go off
God
this
bless
call,
you.
we're going to have other information as pertains to the next class and the master class. Yes.
Okay, no problem. We really understand this your tutorial. We are appreciating.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. May God bless you.
And bless you.